Welcome to the No Name Podcast. This is our third episode, and I have beside me Pabla, who's going to join me today in a conversation about not only wealth building opportunities, but investments that are upon us over the next 4 or 5 years in a specific space in the commercial real estate environment, and that has to do with senior living.
Thank you. Thank you for sitting with me. I think I just wanted to go back a bit. We had two great sit-downs where we talked about immigration and we drilled down on a commercial real estate. But the follow-ups from our sit-downs were amazing. People asked all kinds of questions, and they also said that, look, you got us excited. The real estate market is coming back to life again, but people are having difficulties identifying the products, where they can invest. What are the safe products in commercial real estate space that they can safely invest and not be worried about that they're going to get into the same similar situation. So I think we are going to discuss more on that, where they should invest, what those projects are, and how they can benefit alongside builder, developer, as they usually do. So we are inviting the general public to invest into these projects and make the same profit as the builders are doing right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I mean, as a development company, we look at a lot of different data, a lot of different information to help guide us on what we're actually going to bring to market for our investors, right? And not only just for our investors, but consciously bring investments that make sense for things we're going to talk about now, about just retirement living. Like, what does that actually mean?
Right.
And how it plays into the community role and the mass shortage in retirement living communities and builds.
Right.
And I use Brampton as an example because we're in Brampton.
Yes.
Brampton has a big gap and a shortfall over the next 5 years in the thousands of units and the thousands of units required for people to be housed.
For seniors' homes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? So let's talk a little bit about that.
Right. Look, you're right. We've done a lot of research on this. We have reached out to many experts on what our next project should be. Not that it's financially sound, but also how this project impacts the very community that we call our own, and the very community that have given us everything we possess today, and how do we contribute back to that community, right?
Right.
So that was really the motivating factor. Once our experts told us what is in demand, and they laid out 3-4 options for us. And I think we were sitting in the separate rooms, but we came to the same conclusion that this is the one. This is the one, which is seniors living, retirement living, and that's the project that is going to benefit, I think, everybody, young and old. And we want to talk more about that today in a little bit greater detail.
Okay. So as we talk about wealth building, okay, a majority of individuals believe wealth building is buying a home, building equity in a home, okay, investing into GICs, not really experimenting outside of maybe the stocks.
Cryptocurrency.
Yes. That.
And put the money in stocks and lose all your money.
Right. But, I find that a lot of people aren't using they're not experimenting, going out beyond what they know to go talk to people like us.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
And talk to people like us for us to learn and to get educated in other ways to build actual wealth for the long-term planning of yourself and whatnot. So, this investment that we're talking about now, it's something that's near and dear to the community in Brampton specifically, and near and dear to the community that you're in.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let's talk a little bit about that in itself. And what we see kind of over the next few years as far as that goes.
Exactly. So look, our community has grown. And by the way, what the product that we're going to be discussing about, it's not really for one community, But because we are talking about Brampton demographics, this is why we're kind of stressing on it. But this product is open for everybody.
Everyone.
Talking about our community has grown, I'd say, tenfolds in last 20, 25 years. Like they have grown very rapidly through their the hard work, good work ethics, community support, their drive. So all those things put together, community has grown to the level where it is right now. But with that comes some good problems. Good problems are we are from being a factory worker, we become business owners, we become entrepreneurs. And then those have their own challenges where lives become extraordinarily busier than a regular person.
Yes.
But one thing doesn't stop. One thing doesn't stop, no matter what you have become, is human aging.
Yes.
We are aging, and our parents are aging, and everybody's aging as every day goes by. So the problem has come upon us is how do we maintain the standard of care for our parents?
Yes.
And this is something has been neglected. While we're busy building our net worth or building our future, we're building our kids' future, but the parents' future is neglected now because they need care.
Yes.
And also, one more thing, it's also a bit of a stigma in our community where we don't really want to send our parents into a nursing home, right? But what we are going to be discussing today, it's not a nursing home.
Yes.
It is a carefree seniors living where you lack nothing, but you gain some companionship along the way.
Yeah.
There's going to be like-minded people, all facilities, all amenities, and where we would be, our focus would be to enhance the life of occupants of that seniors living residences. That's really the purpose, to do that. Now, great. Now you'd say it's a great cause, but how do we actually do it? This is why we chose this episode to address our audience that yes, there's a need, but how are we going to address it? How are we going to bring that need into reality, and how are we going to actually solve that problem? And I think you did a lot of work on that front. You crunched way too many numbers. We did a lot of due diligence. So why don't we touch a little bit more on that? That what are we bringing to the community that are going to address the problem?
So we had an interesting conversation. That conversation was around, our ethnic backgrounds. Typically, as your parents age or as you age, the family dynamics become very interesting because most of our community, parents are living with the kids, vice versa, as they age. But there's really no thought in our community about moving them into a retirement living community whereby there is all these amenities and these opportunities for individuals to connect beyond just the family and be able to make that transition into that space where it doesn't really change much of their lifestyle, right? It just enhances their lifestyle.
It should enhance,
right?
Yes. Yeah.
So some of the research that I've done and we've done shows us that the market definitely has a need, and not just a need today, a need for many years to come,
right?
5 years plus. And as the baby boomers age once again, it only increases the amount of retirement living communities that are needed in the community. Sorry.
Yeah, yes.
Right. So that there is the opportunity for people to go live that fulfilled life past a certain age and be around in their community as well without having to do other things.
Right. So this is a good kind of motivational piece why we're doing it. But then the real question is how we are doing this, right? And that's really what it is. So we have this beautiful parcel of land in the heart of Brampton It's well suited for seniors living, and we are going to build seniors living in Brampton for our community, and other communities are welcome. But I think because it's only going to be 170 rooms, I think they'll be gone before we start. But that's what we want to talk about today. What we are building, how we are building it, but what is in for our audience, right? They may not have the need for their parents to use that facility, but there's an opportunity for all listeners today.
Yes.
All listeners today, there's an opportunity that they cannot neglect. It's a worthy cause. It's a sound investment. It's a amazing product, amazing project, and amazing location.
Yes.
And there is a solid company behind it who have a track record of delivering commercial products.
Yes.
So that's really where we are today, and we're going to touch more on this as we go along the discussion.
So, we're going to build this facility, this retirement community living. Beyond just, providing something like this to the community and the community people that we're in. And what else are we doing with this? Like, we're talking, okay, we're going to help the community by, creating this retirement living, but also on the other side of it, there's the investing side, right? So we're talking to investors and individuals that want to understand how they can, grow their wealth in commercial type assets, grow their wealth beyond what they do today.
Yep.
And this is one of many products that are available for you as an investor to invest in. But right now, we know and we see this is the best product out there for people to invest in.
Yeah. No, I just want to jump in here. I think we have done a lot of due diligence on it. There are several projects in commercial real estate space, but the seniors living is one of them that is very near and dear to us. We are going to develop this project, but today we are going to talk about how our investor community can take stake in this project, can take ownership stake in this project, and that is through our mutual fund trust, PRG Mutual Fund Trust. Through that, people can use their registered funds,
Yes.
their RSPs, their TFSAs, or any registered fund they have, or if they have cash that's in GIC or sitting in their bank account earning nothing, or if they have money sitting in stocks that's earning 6-7%, but the risk of losing all the money. Those are the people that we are going to be talking to today, how they can take advantage of this great opportunity where it is sound, it is noble, also it is very rewarding in terms of your investment portfolio. This, I would say, let's compare this retirement living to any other commercial asset class. I think this tops it. This would be on the top of the list if you are comparing a commercial real estate. Don't you agree?
Absolutely. High demand. Very little accommodations in this retirement living space for people to. There's a waiting list beyond
2 to 3 year waiting list.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna interrupt your thought, but it's just something I've been wanting to share with our listeners and our viewers. I have a personal experience to share with you, with everybody.
Okay.
That how the demand and lack of availability disappointed us, and made us go through so many other things, because when my dad, he was terminally ill, he was not able to walk, he was bedridden, and he did need full-time care, and we were looking for a home, a care home for him that would be there 24/7. He has association of other like-minded people of his age, and he's not bored. But also at the same time, us as his children have a full access to him at least 2-3 times a day, where we could even bring a home-cooked meal for him, right?
Yep.
And then our kids can go see him. We can see him before we go to work. We can see him after we come work. In between, he is well taken care of. That was our dream. Unfortunately, there was not a single home available that would meet these requirements. There were homes that they were not up to standard of our father's living, so we declined. But there were not homes that would fulfill all the needs. So guess what we end up doing? We ended up retrofitting my home with the stair lifts, with making the washroom, making a ramp in the basement, and and then we got into other problems. Anytime he was not well, then we call, let's say we have to take him to a hospital. The ambulance refused to come to the basement to put him on a stretcher. They say it's not safe. They cannot,
wow.
Yeah, they cannot. So they came once and then said next time we cannot come down the basement. That happened to us.
So there's mobility issues.
So couple of times when ambulance would come, they would be just waiting. It would be me, my son, my brother, or somebody else, whoever is around at that time. We would carry our dad on the bed sheets.
Wow.
We would lift him up, we bring him onto the main floor, and then they would take them. And that was tormenting, that was torturing, and it was really very upsetting for us to go through this just to take him to hospital. And now, with God's grace, we are in a position where we have this opportunity to build a seniors home that addresses all these problems, because we have seen them firsthand. And also, it brings a community together and invites the people, members of our community, to invest in this project.
Yes.
We are not talking about profiting from it alone. We want to build this facility. We want to share this with our investors. They have open invitation. They have an open opportunity to come, learn more about it, how they can take ownership stake in this development that is coming to Brampton, 9320 Goreway Drive, and it's going to be one of the state-of-the-art facility that we're going to build. But we are inviting members of our public to come speak to us, speak to you, speak to myself, learn more about this opportunity, how they can participate, so we can launch this project as soon as possible and fill the gap, which has been there for a long time. There are always 700-800 beds short than needed, but this gap will only grow until more people come for this worthy cause and develop more of these seniors homes to fill this gap. That's really what the message is.
So let's talk a little stats then.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how many permits are out there today for retirement living projects? Brampton, let's say.
10, 15?
10, 15. If there was that many, that'd be amazing. But there's actually only 2 permits out there currently today in Brampton for this retirement living opportunity.
Wow.
Our project would be number 3. Okay?
Yeah.
And there is no permits in line at the city.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem like there's going to be any for many years to come, because you need the space, you need the land, you need a lot of things to go your way in order to develop this.
Correct.
So the unique thing about us is that we have
Yeah.
the land that's situated in a perfect spot. And we get the opportunity now to add another product to our shelf,
Right.
which is diversifying it away from just what typically people would think these real estate developments are, where you build them, you sell them,
Yeah.
you retain no ownership, you build them, you sell them, you make some investment money. But here is, we're going to build it with the investors. We're going to put something great in the community that's well needed. We're not going to stop here. We're going to do more of these,
Right.
make them into a bigger portfolio of opportunity here for investors and us, and basically take something that we know we have the ability to have investors come in and invest with us alongside us in something that is, I guess, ethically, morally
Sound. Of
right?
course, of course. Like, I mean, look, the all those things are essential. I personally feel from my past experience, if a builder, a developer, puts a profit first before the cause, that's where the ethics come in, right? I mean, yes, sometimes it works, and more than often it doesn't work, because it's a profit-oriented cause. And what we are doing, because we are for-profit corporation, profit is there, no question about that. But if there's a worthy cause attached to that project, it makes it that much more worth your while. Yes. It gives you that much more drive. And it also fills the very needed gap. How can you go wrong? How can an investor go wrong who invests in projects like these? And for longest time, nobody invited general public with an open invitation that, hey, come talk to us, learn about this, and you have a chance to take ownership stake in these projects.
In a long-term producing cash flow asset.
Yeah, and that reminds me something of the Bay Street, Wall Street term. And are you familiar with ethical mutual funds?
I've heard about it.
Right?
Yes.
Do you know what those are?
I believe. Can I take a stab at it? Yeah. I believe it's around investing into things that are ethical, in the sense of it could be, not investing into stuff that affects the environment, not investing into stuff that has an effect on humans or people.
Yeah.
But you tell me more about it.
No, you're right. It's in a nutshell. So ethical projects, for example, I'll give you one example. The ethical mutual fund will not invest in a cigarette manufacturer.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
They will not invest in companies who are making weapons of mass destruction.
Right.
Okay. They will not invest in companies they are harming our population's health.
Yes.
So they will predominantly invest in projects or products which improve lives of our population, which are ethical, which they are not doing anything wrong from legal standpoint. Those are the projects, and our project is no less. Our project is no less, and I think if we solve problems like these, where investors have a chance to invest and they feel good about it, I think everybody feels good about it. You know what happens when everybody feels good about it?
The outcome is great.
The outcome is great. The economy starts to move. Everybody's happy around you. It's an all happy-go-lucky feeling, and this is what it's needed right now. People have gone through enough of the torture, I would say. Their mental torture, emotional torture of this roller coaster of real estate, starting from year 2020.
Yeah.
just when the COVID came, and all the way up to now, people have suffered enough. I think we need to bring a good news to the market. We need to bring good products to the market, and I think the outcome will be great.
So that's a great thing. Let's talk a little bit what's happening in the market. Okay, the Bank of Canada kept its current prime rate, lending rate, bank rate, benchmark rate.
Yeah.
They didn't raise that rate. Fixed rates seem to be same thing. They're holding where they are. Bond rates have kind of stayed where they are.
Yeah.
The shift from where we were 6 months ago, where people's excitement about real estate was not there.
Yeah.
People are looking at what's going on in the condo market. But I see now a different shift, and do you see it as well? Is that people are more active right now in the real estate market. They're looking at things differently. The lens and the scope of what's happening in the market has changed, and the long-term outlook of real estate is coming. It's coming back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, but we are not investing into the residential side of things.
Yes.
We believe that's a space that should, if we do go back into developing that type of real estate, it'll be 3, 4, 5 years out.
Yes.
Our focus is going to be on stuff that is a requirement for the communities that we're developing in.
Yeah.
Retirement living.
Yeah.
Commercial plaza type stuff. And giving the net benefit back to the community there.
Correct. Look, when economy is under pressure, the natural thought in a human being is, how do I create a backup for myself? Okay, you can go back in time. When economy is in depression, great ideas start coming. That okay, I have this job now. I don't know what's going to happen to my job, but what could be my backup? And that's where commercial real estate comes in very handy, because people then start thinking about how, if they have a skill that they never really put to use, can that be used as a backup income? Can two people club together their skills and their capital and do something on their own? That's when those thoughts come, and commercial real estate becomes more in demand.
Right.
And this is, you can check the history of humanity. When there's a crisis, then there is a more invention, there's a more thoughtfulness in individuals' mind how to replace their current income just in case. Right? And that's today is the product of this. People thought that buying a residential real estate and then profiting and then that was good while they're keeping their job, but that ended, and they neglected commercial real estate, commercial space. And when I say commercial real estate is basically anything other than the home you live in or your tenants live in is commercial real estate.
Right.
So even though we are talking about seniors living today, that is a commercial product. Yeah. Even though that's a seniors residences, but it is a commercial product in its entirety. Okay?
Yeah. Same
thing with a rental, purpose-built rental. If someone was doing that, overall it's a commercial product, because it's a residential units clubbed together in a commercial setting.
Yes.
That's really the difference that our audience need to know about, and how are they neglecting these opportunities. And I think after this sit down, this episode, they will be a little bit more aware that not only just because the other residential products are not viable anymore, how can they invest in other commercial projects? And that's why we came here today. I think one thing I would like you to share with our audience is, yes, they've heard us. We shared some of our knowledge or skill and also our personal stories, but how can they invest into this product that we're talking about, the seniors living product, through their registered funds or cash? what type of incentives they have, what type of investment is going to be. Can you touch, like in terms of people invest, right? Look, the natural phenomenon is when you're investing in something, the very first thing comes to your mind is a return.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So people say, well, okay, great, you're telling us this is needed, this is ethical, this is moral, but once I'm putting my money, what type of investment, what kind of return I'm getting?
Right.
How is my capital safe? Can you touch on those?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, one, let's talk about the registered funds. Okay. So, we believe that using registered funds to grow your wealth is a very important tool for you as an individual and as a family, right? Being able to build that wealth in a tax-sheltered environment, and through projects that we build out, whereby these returns are well over the average industry standard when it comes to, what you would typically get as a return.
What's the average?
Average? We're talking 15% plus.
No, when you say well over the average return, what is if someone has not invested in this project,
right,
or what is their current average return for individual?
So I believe the current average, based on the stats that I see, is average 7 to 10% per year, but not taking into account inflation and and whatnot. So 7 to 10% is the average across Canada, across North America.
That's what I was going to say, because I also can share another personal example. I had a long-term family friend. He invested some of my RSP, my wife's RSP and all the stuff, and it's sitting there for a long time. And once this real estate investment trust came about, I said, well, look, I've got my own RSPs that's sitting there. I should be looking to do something with that. And I called my financial planner. I said, can you pull me a report of our funds, both our funds, for the last 10 years?
Okay.
First, he got nervous that he thought, oh, he's going to move this investment now, right? Which he was right about. I did move. But I was shocked to know the average return is 6.547%.
Wow, you know that number to the dot, eh?
I do. 6.547% return I got for 10 years.
Right.
One year was 13%, another year was -7%, another one was 19%. So with the average, if I want to withdraw that investment and redeem that investment, my average return on the money is 6.75. Like it's ridiculous.
Yes, and then if you take an inflation, over 10 years,
it's nothing.
Your money maybe stayed equal to what it was, never grew.
Right. And I will also touch on the second experience that I had, because I think it's best to share your experiences as opposed to talking about something that everyone is talking about. Both my kids, I did their registered education saving plan, okay?
The RESP?
Yes. My daughter, she joined university, and then I skipped my son's part because his was redeemed a little bit earlier. So she joined university, and I had still not redeemed the RESP for her, because whenever she needed the money, she would do it. So she asked me, look, I have the RSP money, I redeem it because the fees are high, okay? I can't remember, it's 16 years or how many years we put the money in, we maxed it. Do you know what the return was? You want to guess?
Over 60?
0. I got exactly back, let's say, for example, I am putting $350 every month for my daughter's RESP. $350 times 18 years, that's exactly what I got back.
Wow.
I was shocked. Not a 1 single cent extra. That's what's happening.
Interesting. So I'm in the process of saving for my 2 young kids.
I think you should and you should check the statement every year. Is this thing growing? Or you could just put that $350 somewhere else and actually make much better return. And I was surprised. These 2 things where people have put a lot of money in and they're hardly checking it. This is why we are doing this discussion today. that you can look into those investments and speak to us and put in these worthy products that we're talking about and gain higher returns.
Absolutely. I believe everybody should take a look at their investment statements on an annual basis at minimum, and compare it to types of returns we can produce for investors.
Yeah.
Based off the projects and products that we build out. And definitely, you gotta experiment a little bit with your investing.
Yeah.
Right. You can't. The old ways of investing has disappeared.
Right.
So if we're talking to younger generation of individuals, their 30s and plus, let's say, they're investing differently. They want opportunities. They want opportunities to put their money in stuff beyond just your typical buying something and holding it.
Yeah.
They want passive real estate investment. So let's talk a little bit about that. Passive real estate is basically not managing the investment, right? And basically, you threw me off there.
No, our time is up now, so yeah, go.
What was it?
Soon, yeah. Just finish the thought,
Okay.
and yeah.
So we're talking about passive investing. So, types of passive.
Type of passive investment. Yeah.
The types of passive investments that people should be looking at is the real estate investment trust type investments.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So this aligns well with our projects that we do. Okay. PRG in itself, PRG REIT, was built on the premise that we were going to build projects and have investors come in, invest alongside of us.
Right.
Right. In many different forms. So.
Look, I just want to summarize this with one thing, is there are many types of REITs out there, real estate investment trusts out there, but most of those REITs, what they do is they club in their existing assets and they are giving fixed return to the investor.
Right.
That's no fun.
What are we doing?
What we are doing, we are inviting our audience, members of our communities, to come invest in these upcoming projects. You take ownership in this upcoming project.
And that's
which
the key.
Active, I would say active project.
Right.
And then you get the same return as the developer gets, as the builder gets. Yeah. That's the return you're looking at, not a fixed return. So when we're talking about REIT, don't get confused. You have to invest in the REIT that is active project, because the upside is huge.
Yes.
That's where everyone should be investing today, not in the conventional REITs.
Absolutely. So most Canadians couldn't access these opportunities, and today we have a lot of projects that we'll bring to the public. Okay. And I would encourage anybody who's watching this podcast today to reach out to us, learn more about what we're doing, and see how we can be a benefit to your future investing through the things that we're doing. And today we covered a lot of different things, from personal story to things that we're going to be doing that is going to help the community that we're working in. Outside of that, is there anything, Harsh, you'd like to talk about?
No, we had a great talk. We covered quite a bit, but I always welcome everyone to ask questions. Ask questions. If you don't ask questions, you don't know. So give us a call, write us a message, DM us, or to our website. Ask us what we are talking about. Sit down with us, get all the details, get the facts, and then you take action. And thank you so much for watching.
Well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again at the next podcast. Thank you, Harsh.
Well, thank you. Thank you for a great discussion, and we should do it again.
Absolutely.